Hi, my name is Mark. I'm one of the owners at Low Life Industries. We're a custom motorcycle builder as well as aftermarket parts manufacturer. One of the big conversations on Facebook lately has been front air ride. And there's two theories of doing it. One is just removing the spring as well as using no piston and doing straight air over oil. The second theory is removing the spring, cutting it down to a shorter, probably about 10 and a half inches, and then putting it back into the suspension with a piston and then run air over top of the piston. So I'm going to go over the two, what the differences are, and then explain why we feel that the use of a piston and a shortened spring is absolutely needed. Before we begin, we need to look at a few things. Number one, the definition of hydraulic. Definition is transmission of power by the use of pressurized fluid. So basically, you pressurize a ram, as we'll look at the telescopic forks we use on the front of our bike. You increase the pressure of that fluid and it's going to extend. Once you remove pressure, it's going to contract. It does nothing more than just extend and subtract using pressurized fluid. But a front suspension is more than that. A front suspension is hydraulic shock absorbers with internal coil springs. Those coil springs play a bigger part than just making the telescopic fork go in and out. You have different parts of that, which I'll go over. Number one being preload. Preload is the compression used to adjust the initial position of the bike using the weight of the motorcycle and the rider. So when you get on the bike, the preload is going to determine when you get on it, is your weight going to make the front end sink down, or is it not going to move at all because it's too stiff? And that is done in that spring that we actually shorten in the spring and piston use air ride system. Sag is the full extended length of your forks minus the compressed distance or length of your forks once the rider is added onto there. And the other one is rebound dampening, which is the recovery of the shock after compression. So rebound would be when you hit a bump and you have the transfer of energy coming back through the shock. If it's not enough, then it's gonna be very soft and you're basically gonna end up bottoming out your front suspension possibly, or coming very low to it. It's gonna have a very soft feel and you're not gonna have a whole lot of control. If your rebound is too stiff, you're going to get a violent pushback as that shock is transferred back to you, and you're going to absorb a real stiff bounce back, which can also cause the front wheel to be unsettled. So the next thing we're going to go over, I'm going to go to another whiteboard, and we're going to break down stock internal shocks for the front, as well as the breakdown for just air over oil without the use of a spring or piston, and then we'll go over the breakdown of the use with the shortened spring and the addition of the piston.